The story begins with the grandeur of the Roman Empire. The ancient civilization was a powerhouse of art, architecture, and culture. The Romans built astonishing structures, created breathtaking sculptures, and produced literally treasures that still inspire us today. They were the pioneers of the innovative engineering, and the architectural feats like the Colosseum and the Pantheon remain awe-inspiring. But the Roman Empire wasn't invincible. It faced internal strife, economic challenges, and external threats that eventually led to its decline. The vastness of the empire and the difficulty of governance played a role in its gradual fragmentation. The Western Roman Empire finally fell in 476 AD. As the Roman Empire crumbled, Europe plunged into a period often referred to as the Dark Ages. The Dark Ages were characterized by a lack of centralized governance, limited access to education, and a scarcity of monumental art and architecture. The knowledge and achievement of the Roman Empire were at risk of being lost. During this time, the Catholic Church played a pivotal role in preserving what knowledge remained. Monasteries became centers of learning, where monks painstakingly copied ancient texts, preserving the wisdom of the past. Fast forward to the 14th century and we arrive at the Renaissance, which means rebirth. This era was a cultural and intellectual awakening that swept across Europe. It was a revival of the values, art, and knowledge of the classical world. It marked a significant departure from the Dark Ages and embraced the spirit of innovation. One of the driving forces behind the Renaissance was the Medici family of Florence, Italy. They were enthusiastic patrons of the arts, supporting artists like Botticelli, Leonardo da Vinci, and Michelangelo. The Medici family understood that art had the power to elevate their social standing and wield political influence. Their patronage led to the flourishing of the arts in Florence. The city became a haven for artists and thinkers, and their support played a crucial role in the creation of some of the most iconic artworks of the Renaissance. The Renaissance was also a time of great scientific discovery. Nicolaus Copernicus challenged the prevailing belief in a geocentric universe, with the Earth as the center of the universe, and proposed a heliocentric model with the Sun as the center of the universe. However, Copernicus's ideas posed a challenge to the Catholic Church, which had long supported the geocentric model. On the revolutions of the celestial spheres, Nicolaus Copernicus' groundbreaking work was met with resistance and was eventually banned by the Church. The clash of ideas between science and religion was a defining characteristic of the Renaissance, where new discoveries often challenged the established beliefs. In the Dark Ages and the early Middle Ages, books were extremely scarce and precious. They were handwritten by scribes, often monks, and the process of creating a single book could take months or even years. The pages were made of parchment, usually from animal skins, and the inks were handmade. The labor-intensive process of bookmaking made them exorbitantly expensive. In fact, the cost of producing a single book was so high that it could require the hides of hundreds of sheep. As a result, books were primarily owned by the elite, including nobility and religious institutions. The Renaissance saw a revolutionary change with the invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in the mid-15th century. This invention made it possible to produce books more quickly and at a fraction of the cost. Gutenberg's most famous work, the Gutenberg Bible, played a crucial role in the dissemination of knowledge during the Renaissance. The fall of the Western Roman Empire had led to the loss and neglect of many ancient texts. The text contained invaluable knowledge about various subjects, including science, philosophy, and art. One of the most exciting aspects of the Renaissance was the rediscovery of the ancient texts. Scholars and humanists sought out forgotten manuscripts and worked on translating and preserving them. This Renaissance or classical knowledge was crucial in shaping the intellectual climate of the time. Artists of the Renaissance like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo were not mere painters and sculptors. They were also scholars who eagerly sought knowledge in various fields. They studied human anatomy, engineering, and the natural world to create more accurate and lifelike artworks. Leonardo, for example, filled his notebooks with detailed sketches of the human body and inventions, reflecting his wide-ranging interests. His famous Vitruvian Man is a testament to his understanding of the relationship between art and science. Renaissance artists didn't just rely on their contemporary knowledge. They looked back to the classical world, drawing inspiration from ancient Greek and Roman art, and adapting and improving upon it. The Renaissance was not just a European phenomenon, it was a time of global exploration and exchange. European scholars and traders came into contact with cultures from Asia, Africa, and the Americas, leading to a rich exchange of ideas and goods. This cultural diffusion had a profound impact on art, bringing in new materials, techniques, and themes. The incorporation of exotic elements from different parts of the world became a hallmark of Renaissance art. In 1492, Christopher Columbus embarked on a historical voyage that would change the course of history. His arrival in the Americas marked the beginning of a new era of exploration and expansion. Columbus' discovery had a significant impact on European art and culture. Artists were inspired by the exotic landscapes, flora, and fauna of the New World, and these influences began to appear in their works. It's important to note that Columbus's arrival in the Americas also had profound and often tragic consequences for the indigenous populations. Their stories and cultures were forever altered by the arrival of the Europeans. This duality, where Columbus's discovery brought about both inspiration and tragedy, serves as a reminder of the complex and multifaceted nature of history. Donatello, a pioneering sculptor of the Renaissance, is known for his remarkable contributions to the art of sculpture. His version of David was a turning point in the portrayal of the human figure. Donatello's David, unlike previous depictions, presented a youthful and confident figure. It was one of the first freestanding nude sculptures of the Renaissance, emphasizing the classical ideas of beauty and heroism. Donatello's David was commissioned by the Medici family, who recognized the importance of art in defining the cultural identity of Florence. Their patronage was a driving force behind the flourishing of the arts in the city. In the Renaissance, artists could achieve celebrity status, and a few, like Leonardo and Michelangelo, became famous during their lifetime. Their works adorned the homes of nobility and their names were celebrated. Patronage was the key to an artist's success. Wealthy families and institutions like the Medici family and the Catholic Church provided the financial and social support that allowed artists to thrive. While some artists reached fame, many remained relatively unknown. Despite their immense talent, competition was fierce, and not all brilliant artists found the recognition they deserved. One striking characteristic of the Renaissance art is that it didn't merely imitate the art of antiquity. Instead, it took the foundations of ancient art and built upon it. Artists added their own unique perspective, creating a new and distinct artistic language. The Renaissance was a time of experimentation and exploration, where artists pushed the boundaries of what was possible. They incorporated new techniques, delved into perspective and anatomy, and embraced innovation. While visual art was flourishing, so too was literature. Works like Dante's Divine Comedy, Machiavelli's The Prince, and Shakespeare's Hamlet were produced during this period. Dante's epic journey through heaven, hell, and purgatory, Machiavelli's political treatise, and Shakespeare's timeless plays and enduring literary masterpieces that continue to captivate and inspire. Michelangelo's sculpture of Moses, created for the tomb of Pope Julius II, is a significant example of the artist's talent. The sculpture stands over 8 feet tall and is a monumental representation of the biblical figure. In this sculpture, Michelangelo captured the essence of divine inspiration, illustrating the power and grace of the human body. The intricate details from the flowing beard to the commanding presence make it an awe-inspiring artwork. While Michelangelo studied and revered the sculptures of the classical world, he didn't merely copy them. He took the ideas and techniques of the ancient masters and elevated them to new heights. His Moses is a testament to his genius in transforming the art of antiquity. The Renaissance was an era of rebirth and transformation that emerged from the ashes of the Roman Empire and navigated through the Dark Ages to eventually blossom into a cultural explosion. It's a time of artistic genius, scientific exploration, and the exchange of ideas. In our next video, we'll be diving deeper into Renaissance art period and its impact on art and society. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through time. If you found this enlightening, please hit the like button and consider subscribing for more art history content. Until next time, stay curious and keep creating.